Doug Simmons had his start in the confectionery industry cleaning the freezer floors at Enstrom Toffee and Confectionery during college. Now, 40 years later, he is president of Enstrom, working alongside his wife Jamie and his sons Doug Jr. and Jim, the fourth generation of the family-owned company. Doug was born in London on April 22, 1955, to Morris and Jean, and grew up with an older brother, Michael. As a young child, Doug emigrated to the U.S. with his family, settling in Colorado, where he attended Arvada West High School, graduating in 1973. Doug had ambitions of becoming a professional musician and went on to attend Mesa College in Grand Junction. It was there he met Jamie Enstrom during an after-party for a college theater production where he played in the pit band. He graduated from Mesa College in 1975 and married Jamie on August 27, 1977 at St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Grand Junction. After graduation, Doug went to work for Coors Porcelain as a production expediter until in 1979, Jamie's father Emil asked them to join the family business. Doug says when the opportunity came, he was proud to take advantage of it. Growing up, I was never afraid to work and take on the most difficult of jobs. I always enjoyed a challenge. He adds that the company was rife with opportunity and he embraced the challenge. It's been a great ride for over 40 years, he says. Doug goes on to tell us his in-laws have had the greatest impact on his career. They taught Jamie and me the value of high ethical standards when doing business and the importance of giving back to our community. He adds that Enstrom founders Chet and Vernie were an excellent example of how to always be the best and enjoy life. Here we see 3 generations of the Enstrom family in 1989, Vernie and Chet, Mary and Emil, and Jamie and Doug, in front of the company's old factory. These 2 previous generations of owners always led by example while allowing us the opportunity to make our own mistakes and learn from them, Doug says. He points to an encounter with his father-in-law shortly after he and Jamie purchased the company from Mary and Emil as one of the funniest memories of his career. I asked him what he thought of a deal I was being offered, and he shrugged and said, "I don't know, it's your business." Doug then rephrased the question and asked, "If it was still your business and you got an offer like this, what would you think?" He says a huge smile came across Emil's face as he said, "Well, that's a different question," and he proceeded to tell him exactly what he thought and what he would do. Around this time, the Enstrom family was expanding, with Doug and Jamie welcoming sons Doug Jr. and Jim. Proud of the growth of the company, Doug points out it started as a retail and mail order business in the 1950s, focused on the company's iconic almond toffee, and under his watch has grown into a multi-million-dollar nationally recognized organization. Over the years, we have brought all of these sales channels into focus to create a mosaic, but it's never easy when you're trying to be everything to everyone, Doug tells us. Always the optimist, Doug says he strives to convey his optimism to his team. He adds that he has always been able to envision the growth of the organization and been willing to take the risks necessary to attain the goals they set. Doug has been active in the industry throughout his career. He was a director for Retail Confectioners International from 1991 through 2000 and served as the group's president from 1999 to 2000. He hosted the association's Western Regional Conference in Grand Junction in 1998. Here he is cutting the ribbon with Pam Tice of Lamb's Candies to open the 2000 RCI conference. Doug recalls his time serving the association. While culminating my year as president, I presented the Henry J. Bornhoff Award to Hank Spinney of Guitar Chocolate. Hank was a dear friend to our family and a great mentor to me, he says. Doug has also served several terms as an NCA director and currently sits on the board. In addition, he chaired the 2010 Western Candy Conference in Hawaii and was the group's president the following year. Being involved in your industry is important in many ways, he says, explaining that the confectionery industry is very sharing and loving. Seen here with Candy Hall of Famer Herm Rowland, Doug tells us that many of the people in the industry are willing to help in any way. He states, "This quality in our industry makes it such a rewarding environment because a rising tide lifts all boats, and it is so true here." Doug advises others to get involved, noting the knowledge you gain from associating with other companies, both big and small, is very rewarding and provides the insight to continue to grow both your company and the industry. Reinforcing this, Doug donned a Jelly Belly Candy Company jersey during one of the legs of the 500-mile Ride the Rockies cycling event, which he has completed 4 times. Doug is always willing to participate in informal settings to share his experience and knowledge. He tells us that when you take the opportunity to share your knowledge, you're often amazed at what you have learned over a lifetime of experience. Here we see Doug being honored as a distinguished alumnus of Colorado Mesa University at halftime of a football game. He returned to the university in 2018 and earned a doctorate of philosophy in business. Looking back, Doug is proud to see how Enstrom has expanded into a multifaceted 4th-generation company. He says bringing his sons into the company, representing the 4th generation of candy craftsmen, is one of the top accomplishments of his career. Further to this, he says that being very aggressive with succession planning has allowed for a very smooth transition to the next generation, which he notes is still in progress. Through it all, music has remained a part of Doug's life. Whether he's jamming with his son Jim, playing drums in his band JT and the Big Dogs, or playing guitar as part of the Dubious Brothers Band. And when he's not making music or making candy, Doug's always up for adventure, whether he's flying his plane, fishing, or hunting. But sometimes he just likes to chill at the beach. Doug says it is a great honor to be recognized by his peers for something that he loves. And as for the next 10 years, he says he will be helping his sons move the business into a new facility that will carry them into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Doug's business and life partner, Jamie, as she helps us induct her husband, Doug, into the Candy Hall of Fame.